G'day Bernie, g'day everyone at home. Fantastic lineup again for the final round of Season 4, 2017 of the official season and Season 10 of Monday Night Lights. Great to see plenty of familiar faces out there taking the track tonight. Third highest strength of field for the week, Bernie, at just over 3,700. Really looking forward to seeing what these guys can do around here, Bernie. Absolutely right there, Bernie. Enzo taking out what will be, if memory serves, his fourth Monday Night Lights championship. Of course, he, like so many of our regulars, used this as a springboard to compete in the official iRacing season. The stronger the field here, the more official season points are on offer, and it's plenty to play for once again. But the remaining podium spots currently filled by Kevin Henderson and Bart Martinovich. But Tim Gorkrocher, who's had a fantastic season this year in terms of both speed and results, sitting in fourth, and Timo Vascalampi, who's made every round this season so far. And today, do I see him out there? Yes, he is. He's out there once again. Between those four, those final steps on the podium are well and truly up for grabs, Bernie. Just a handful of points, in fact 8, separating those four top to tail. So plenty on offer here tonight, Bernie. Yeah, well, that's right. The top 10 now that have set times are just separated by 8/10, all the way down to P12. Brendan Campbell, a new face to this Monday Night Lights lineup. That's 1.011 seconds from pole. So it's a 2-minute lap. Quite a deceptively tricky track with predominantly straights and chicanes here. But if you underestimate this track, you do so at your own peril, because the Wall of Champions will attest to many a top class driver being brought unstuck by this track, Bernie. Absolutely, Bernie. How's he pulled up? He's jumped up to P2 provisionally, Bernie, so he's improved a great deal on that time. Just now, Russell Clark, Bertie. Russell Clark has jumped to the top of the pops with a 52 dead, just in front of Tim Gorkrocher, who I believe is still to set his second lap in that striking green car there, Bernie. But that's an outstanding effort from Russell Clark. I know he's done some racing here this week in both the top strength of field for the US guys and the 2K Cup, but Tom Ward now just pipping Russell there again. But fantastic for Russell there. Now dropped down to P3, but well done, finishing in front of some really high class and high quality opponents. Tim Gorkrocher now crossing the line straight to the top of the pops, Bernie. Yeah, it certainly will, Bernie. I think Russell Clark there, I got a bit excited when I saw his name drop up to the top there, the Team Milo racer, but he's still only 1/10 off Tim Gorkrocher in first position. The track temp here tonight is typically cool at around 23 degrees, which does allow for a much grippier track than we see some weeks. But Tim Gorkrocher ducking into the 151s with the 151.9 is an outstanding time around here undrafted. Not many people can do that. To see him up there, and I think Tom Ward also jumped into the 151.9s as well with a 159.999. He just got there, Bernie. Two faster times you're not likely to see very often.
Yeah, and I'm apparently I was muted. I think you must have done that, mate. But hopefully the people can hear me now. And that was the best commentating I've done all year. And unfortunately the viewers couldn't hear it.
Well, I can attest, Bernie, that was some of your best work. I could certainly hear it, but I'll be interested to watch that back to see how much of a muppet I sound like talking to myself.
Yeah, well, I did the whole intro, so it's just going to be, yeah. I should have left it like that and just said I didn't do it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I think they're almost ready to take the grid.
Yeah, so let's go through the grid now. So Tim Gorkrutcher, he's going to start from pole position, 151.983. Tom Ward will start next to him on the front row. In the second row, starting out of third, is Luke Whitten and Russell Clark out of fourth. Third row tonight, we have Enzo Cantor, and he's joined by Timu Vascalampi in sixth. Starting out of seventh is Matt Hobbs, and then we've got Darryl Ridley in eighth. Ninth will be Dylan Francis. Kevin Henderson starts out of 10th tonight with Sven Torra-Duaz from Scandinavia out of 11th. Rick Davis, he'll start out of 12th tonight. Brendan Campbell 13th. 14th Carlos Sorrentes. Samuel Collins, he'll start out of 15th, and he's joined on the grid by Ben Snell in 16th. And Bart Martinovich, he rounds out the top 17.
Yeah, fantastic to see Rick Davis once again starting out in a point-scoring position in the top split. He's busted it for some regular top split runs this season, Bernie, having been in the second split at the start of the season and several previous seasons. Fantastic to see him getting a regular run. His I ratings jumped up enough to crack 3,000 and do well to get in here regularly, Bernie. But he was in P2 for a lot of this season. He's now just out of the top 5, but perhaps with a chance to crack it for a top 5 finish overall, Bernie.
Yeah, well, let's see how we go here. We're waiting for Samuel Collins. Now he's just joined the grid, so we'll be under starters orders here very, very shortly. And we've got basically 12 laps here at Circuit Villeneuve. Revs are rising. We can hear it in the background. Waiting for the starter. We've got it now. We're underway here, so keep an eye on the front here. Tim Gorkrutcher has taken the lead by the looks of it.
Yeah, as they race down now into turn 1, Bernie, the field now spreading out. Oh, I've heard a bit of contact, haven't picked it up quite yet. Everyone's seeming to get away okay. I can see one bent car there. Is that Matt Hobbs? And just behind him looks to be Timu as well, Bernie.
Yeah, there was a couple of cars getting together there up the back. But it's so far everyone's got through fairly cleanly, and that's unusual. We normally have a big carnage crash into Virage Centre there, but at the moment Gorkrutcher Ward are going at it side by side through turn 6. Luke Whitten, like he always does, he's coming to the party up to second now as he's on the outside of Tim Gorkrutcher, and Tim's let him through there. Enzo Cantor and his little brother going very deep there on Russell Clark, and he makes that move.
Yeah, that's an interesting move, a tough move to make early on, Bernie. I think Russell thinking discretion was the better part of valour. Still plenty of points and I rating on offer for him in P5 where he currently sits, and letting the fast-flying Enzo go by there. Quite a good move strategically at this point in the race. You don't want to bin it so early, and Russell living to fight another day and hopefully look to make a break on the cars behind, Bernie.
Yeah, and Timu Vascalampi, he's on a mission here. He's got a bent rear wing. He's just moved up a position from Matt Hobbs, who's also got a bent rear wing, as they come into Casino Straight. Wall of Champions for the first time. We've got Tom Ward leading Luke Whitten.
Well, Darryl Ridley's just jumped both Timu and Matt Hobbs there. Those were the two that had contact together as they went through turn 1 and 2 on the first lap, Bernie. Both of them got slightly damaged rear wings, but I tell you what, Darryl Ridley drove past them like he was shot out of a gun, Bernie. The draft on that back straight, the Casino Straight there, is intense to say the least. And, he shot past him like I said, he was fired out of a cannon or something there. It's amazing to see how much effect the draft had there.
Yeah, speaking of being fired out of a cannon, Luke Whitten's now just taken the lead through Virage Centre, so he's moved up to first. Tom Ward, though, is not letting him get away here as they fight for position. They are getting a slight gap on Tim Gaukritscher, but by no means is he out of it. And Enzo Cantor, he's on the train, so is Russell Clark, and then they start to get a bit of a gap back to Darryl Ridley.
Yeah, Tom Ward putting all sorts of pressure over Luke Whitten as he pulls out to the right now, heading into the turn 8-9 chicane after this mid-leg straight out the back. It looks like Luke's again pulled in behind, discretion the better part of valour. Tom Ward, a really classy driver from the UK&I club. He'll be challenging to beat tonight, very strong sort of field, a lot of experience at high-level racing. It'll be interesting to see how the local boys stack up.
Yeah, well, at the moment they're stacking up pretty well, aren't they, with Whitten and Gaukritscher. I heard some banging in the background. I think the little brother's unleashed his fury once again, and yes, he has, but this time he's decided to smash some suspension as well. Let's go back and have a look at this replay.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Russell's been caught out a little bit in the braking zone there. Russell Clark, that Team Milo driver who qualified so well. And he's just, I've got to tell you, he's done what I did last night, get caught out in traffic and just tagged the rear of Enzo. It was probably going a little bit slower than he was expecting at that point.
Yes, my apologies to Enzo there. I thought his little brother was involved in that, but it looked like it might have been Russell's little brother.
Yeah, he was crabbing all the way up the rear end of the circuit there, and I have to say, big shout out to Matt Hobbs, who I did the same thing to last night. He was very gracious about it. Sorry, Matt. But yeah, it looks like Russell just got caught out there at the hairpin, and unfortunately, that looks like an end to Enzo's competitive night. I'm sure that there'll be some solace in the fact that he's taken out his fourth Monday Night Lights Championship, irrespective of the result here tonight, Bernie.
Now, apparently I'm blowing on my mic too much, so let me know, folks, is that any better? I might just mute myself again.
That's right. Team of Escalampy now on the tail end of Russell now in P4 and 5 respectively. The front three, though, being afforded the opportunity to skip away as a result of that incident. And Tom Ward now has been overtaken by Luke Whitten at some stage while we were catching that replay, and now he's putting pressure all over Luke Whitten once again, sitting in the draft, backing off actually, not looking to make the move into the hairpin. Tim Gaukritscher also kind of sitting outside of the draft, if anything, in what would normally be considered a defensive line if he was under attack, but probably just looking to sit with these guys and see what unfolds in front of him.
And as they came into that hairpin, Tom Ward tried the undercut there. It didn't quite work, but we'll see what he does now as they come into the Wall of Champions. Is he going to lift again? Closing. Now he's making a move, and he should make this stick as they come into the Wall of Champions. Yeah, Luke's let him through. Probably wise move. I don't think I've ever seen anyone too wide get through there.
I've been told it's possible, Bernie, but it's for those that are braver than the likes of me, I have to say. Tim Gaukritscher, if anything, I thought he was strategically sitting back there. He's now 7/10 too. Want to be careful. You won't want to lose the draft on these guys. Tim's got outstanding pace, but these two guys racing intensely are also racing really intelligently at the same time. They're not getting in each other's way. The back straight, the casino straight, is deceptively long, and the draft gives you incredible overspeed, far more than you would expect. And Tim, if he's not too careful here, runs the risk of losing these guys and costing himself a potential win.
Yeah, well, it's down to these three now, isn't it? Potentially two. Russell Clark, he's dropped right off after that contact with Enzo, but you've got Russell Clark, Team of Escalampy, who's got a little bit of damage on the back of him. Kevin Henderson, good old Hendo, whatever you want to call him, he's sitting in 6. But check out Rick Davis's car as he comes into view here. That car looks absolutely trashed.
Wow, yeah, he's had some interesting events unfold for him, no doubt. He's still sitting in P12, which will score him Monday Night Lights points, but it looks like certainly his car's seen better days. Perhaps obviously he's copped some contact in the rear if he hasn't collected the wall there, Bernie.
Yeah, we can see down Matt Hobbs at the moment. He's defending from Ben Snell, Carlos Sorrentes, and they're down in 7th, 8th and 9th position at the moment.
Yeah, it looks to be some battles throughout the field, Bernie. No one really sort of driving solo terribly much. All the way down to Darryl Ridley, once again, he must have had an incident at some point because he was much higher placed than he is currently in P14, trying to make some move on Brendan Campbell there in P13. Brendan himself pulling out on the inside of that damaged Rick Davis car. Brendan braking very deeply, unsettles himself through that final chicane, but makes it work. We've got someone in the wall. It looks like... Is it Dylan Francis? No, it was Ben Snell in the wall at the Wall of Champions by the look, Bernie.
Yeah, we'll jump back. I just saw him in... we'll jump back and have a look at this. I saw him, he was making a move on Matt Hobbs as they were coming in. We'll get a wider view on Ben here. Yeah, he's unsettled himself coming in. Got two wheels up on the inside curb there, unsettled him, spun him into the inside wall. Not too much damage though.
No, I carried a bit too much speed into that final chicane. Managed to dodge the Wall of Champions. Little kiss on the wall on the far side, and hopefully that won't be enough to take him out, but certainly cost him quite a healthy number of positions there, Bernie.
Yeah, it definitely has. He's down there now in 15th position. But up front at the moment, Tom Ward's coming under a lot of pressure now from Luke Whitten. Tim Gorkricher, he's hanging on to the two here and still in contact as they go side by side into the hairpin. Tom Ward on the inside, Whitten on the outside. Who's going to get this? Ward should hold him.
Yeah, he's held on well there, took the defensive line in there. Luke, though, getting a much better drive out there, but it could all be for naught here as the draft comes into play. Tom Ward now will tuck him behind, look to get some overspeed there. Luke's sticking it on the left-hand side, forcing, right-hand side I should say, forcing Tom Ward to go left. Not really getting as big a draft as you expect, but then again, the race IQ of Luke Whitten coming into the fore allows that pass to be made. Oh, I tell you what, Tom Ward collecting a big bit of those ripple strips, but his car had a bit more rotation than Ben's had in the previous lap, and that was able to keep his car straight enough and not collect the wall and spin out there. Good bits of driving there from Tom Ward.
Yeah, it certainly was, and I'll tell you what, one thing Luke's telling Tom tonight is he's not going to run away with this very easily. We're halfway through here, and we've still got Luke chasing down Tom. Tim still hanging on the back. Then they seem to want to hunt in threes tonight. Further down we've got Russell Clark, Timo Vascalampi, Kevin Henderson fighting, but we'll keep an eye on the front three for a bit. Yeah,
well, it's interesting you say that. Kevin Henderson once again running a really patient race, and I suggest he's currently sitting in P2 in the Monday Night Light series overall. His nearest competitors being Bart Martinovich, Tim Gorkricher and Timo Vascalampi. He's certainly sort of biding his time, and I think where he's currently placed on the ladder this year in P2 is a direct result of the patience that he's been displaying this year. He's been racing a lot smarter, and the results are coming to him as a result. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes towards the end of this race if he seeks to advance, because at this stage he runs the risk of Tim Gorkricher overtaking him, Bernie.
Yeah, well, Tim's sitting up here in third position, doing quite a sensible race here, just letting the front two fight it out at the moment, getting tongue-tied. But it'll be interesting to see as this race unfolds whether Tim has a crack. But meanwhile, now Luke Whitten on the outside of Tom Ward. Tom tucks back in as they go in the Wall of Champions. It looks like they've been rehearsing this passing move.
Well, it's a smart way to do it, Bernie. You give the guy with the draft the racing line, maximise that speed and see if you can't drop the guy behind. You see, just through that effort alone, Tim Gorkricher now, he lost 3/10 through there as a result. So really smart racing by the two guys in front, working together if there is such a thing in a race like this, to maximise their opportunity of having just the two of them fighting it out. But I just did a quick bit of math, and as Tim Gorkricher has a 0-point drop round to go, at this stage he would jump up to second position overall in the Monday Night Light standings, should the positions as they stand be where they finish, Bernie.
Fantastic. That's how enthusiastic I am about your math.
Well, someone has to be because maths is certainly not my go normally. So, but no. So Kevin might want to have a think about what he does here. I mean, he's sitting very patiently here in P6, but if he doesn't get a wriggle on, he might just lose that second step on the podium.
Yeah, I wonder if he's aware of it. Meanwhile, Luke Whitten has cut, and he looks like he's got a slowdown. Has he got a slowdown? He's dropping back. He's down to third now, and he's going to stand a chance of losing touch with these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. He's down to they're big slowdowns around here too, Bernie. You know, you cut a corner here, and suddenly you've got a 2 to 3 second slowdown on your hands, and it's very, very difficult to manage. Now I think he's might just be on the tail end of it now, but he's almost that full second out, and Tim Gorkrotcher taking full advantage now, looking to work with Tom Ward and break away from Luke Whitten, Bernie.
Yeah, so now Kevin's really got the pressure on him, hasn't he, as Tim moves up to second position after that mistake from Luke Whitten. Meanwhile, we've got Russell Clark, he's leading. Timu Vascalampi, Kevin Henderson, that's back to 6. Then we've got Sven Tor Duaz, he's leading this battle pack of Carlos Sorrentes. Daryl Ridley's in this, Samuel Collins as well, and Brendan Campbell.
Well, it shows you what sort of pace Daryl Ridley's got, Bernie. He was back in P14 a mere 2 or 3 laps ago, and now he's made his way up to P9, looking on the inside of Carlos Sorrentes there through turn 1. As they head through turn 2 now, he's got Samuel Collins ranging up behind him, but gets the much better drive out of there, does Daryl, and looking to really make what would now be a bit of a recovery drive after being much further up the order earlier on, Bernie.
And meanwhile, number 13, Rick Davis, has had a miracle nose job applied to it. He has not come into the pits, but his car's looking like the little gnomes have done a fast repair to that vehicle.
Well, he's done well out of that. Unfortunately, the rear of the car's still not looking great, but still in the points is young Rick. I know his mother's been watching the broadcast at home on some evenings, so big shout out to Rick's mum. I know she's been enjoying the broadcast, and she's got a bit of screen time for young Rick again, Bernie.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? And he's, as we were saying, sitting in 12th position at the moment and circulating. But meanwhile, up front we have Tom Ward starting to get a bit of a gap on Tim Gorkrotcher now. Luke Whitten, he's recovered, but he's still sitting in third, and no doubt he's very aware that he's only got 4 laps to try and close this gap down to Tom Ward. And looking at the gap, he's probably out by about 0.8 of a second.
Yeah, look, Tom Ward and Luke Whitten's back now on the back of that 3, Bernie. It's quite remarkable. He's caught up really, really well. It shows the pace that he's got with limited draft there, Bernie. But looks like Tim Gorkrotcher, he's really struggling through that final corner. He seems to lose a lot of time to these 2 there, and perhaps that's what allowed Luke to get back on the back there. But he does close up again through the first 2 corners, Bernie. He gained nearly a tenth there through those first 2 corners to the deficit that he lost previously. Meanwhile, behind there, Daryl Ridley's now jumped another position. He's got past Carlos Sorrentes there in those preceding corners, Bernie, and although he's having network problems, it looked like he just parked it in the middle of the wall but bounced back off it, so I think Daryl might be having some network problems, Bernie.
Yeah, he's not flashing on my screen at the moment, but if he is, he's going to make the guys around him a little bit nervous. Meanwhile, Kevin Henderson, well, he's got a wriggle on the right. He's up to 4th. He's past Timu Vascalampi now. He's also got past Russell Clark, and he's now very mindful that he's got to get a wriggle on here, but Timu's not going to let him go.
No, he's done really well there. I'm just trying to find where that move was made just for my own interest. But, he's done a great job. Russell actually ran wide out of turn 1 that let turn 2, I should say, and let both Timu and Kevin by. And then Kevin's made the every poster winner from there to get past the slightly damaged Timu Vascalampi to try and run away with P4. Really trying to hang on to that second step on the podium for the Monday Night Lights overall, Bernie.
Yeah, no doubt. He's got his team manager there just having a look at the points and just telling him, where he stands and what he has to do here. But meanwhile, up front, we've had a problem with Tim Gorkrotcher. He's down to 3rd position.
Well, it looks like he's carrying a bit of damage too. Might be another case of the Wall of Champions. He's actually leading into that final chicane. I picked it earlier, Bernie's been having trouble with that chicane, wrangling his way through there. He just got loose in the rear on entry, carrying a bit too much speed to the right-hand first part of it. Clipped the chicane and the left-hand portion of it. That's flipped the car around, and he has absolutely added his name to the list of the champions on that wall, Bernie. He's got a bit of rear damage. I'm not sure how much that's going to affect him. It'll certainly affect him a little bit, but he looks to be driving relatively straight, Bernie, but certainly dropped well off the pack. And in fact, Tom Ward's taken full advantage of that. Luke, driving cautiously through there, is now through that incident rather, is now a full 2.1 seconds behind Tom Ward, who looks to now probably be in the best position to run away with it.
Yeah, and what we've got to keep an eye on here, Kevin Henderson. Let's see how he can go. Try and close up, and Tim Gaukrich, who's running wounded at the moment, bring the lap deltas up, and you can just see that he's pulled 2.4 seconds back on Tim just from that contact.
Yeah, well, that's really set the cat amongst the pigeons, hasn't it? It's really opened the door for Kevin to come back at him. But yeah, that was a big mistake. 2.4 seconds, as you say, last lap, and Kevin's really got his eye on the prize, I guess, here. But that's really set the cat amongst it, hasn't it, Bernie?
Certainly does. He's got 2 laps to try to close down. I'm having a look at the gap at the moment. It's around about 3. It's closing all the time. Around about 3.4 seconds is the gap, as we can see now. Carlos Sorrentes, Russell Clark, and now Darryl Ridley. Let's go 3 wide into the Wall of Champions, boys.
Wow. Let's see how they go. Russell Clark probably left to hang out to dry there a bit, Bernie, making sure he makes the chicane, but geez, that's cost him positions. He had such a great qualifying, Bernie. He's down 7 positions now. That was a challenging scenario, I think, and Russell sort of backing out of that one to save his car, but doesn't leave himself much time to get on the back and make a difference there, Bernie.
No, well, Darryl Ridley was a big winner out of that. He went down the inside to make it 3 wide. Carlos Sorrentes went with him, and Russell backed out of it. Well, Russell's down now behind Samuel Collins, Brandon Campbell, so something's happened to him as well.
Yeah, well, he's now also looking. Oh, we've had someone run off. Oh, jeepers, who's that? That's Brendan Campbell, Bernie. He's made a meal by the look of it of the first chicane there, Bernie, through turns 3, or 4 and 5 rather. He's got loose on the first one and just got on the gas a bit too early and put it straight into the wall, Bernie, and then he's driven on it like he's riding a cycle around the velodrome there for a while, Bernie, on the banking there, and a couple of guys behind him lucky not to be collected there.
Yeah, and sorry for the super slow-mo here, folks. I can't sort of control it once we're into replay mode. Let's stick with this number 17 and have a look at his stunt work here as he rides up the wall. So I'll tell you what, the similar thing happened for the final round of the WANC. We had a guy grinding like a skateboard down the main wall, but here we go, into the wall he goes.
Yeah, that guy who did the beautiful Tony Hawk impression is actually in our chat tonight on the broadcast, Bertie. We had a good chuckle over that one. Great way to throw away second position, wasn't it?
It certainly was, and it cost Craig Edwards a championship. Would you believe that little mistake?
Yeah, we did have a chat about that afterwards. Quite an astounding way for the season to finish, but he made certainly a spectacular end to the race, if nothing else.
Yeah, it certainly did. I was amazed that after the whole season of that series, the winner won by 2 points.
Oh, it was quite amazing. I really enjoyed running in that season, Bernie, and it was a great event and a great way to finish it. But certainly tonight's event, wrapping up our Monday Night Lights season, Tom Ward running away with it. Now, Luke's made a really good impression, actually, taking 3.5 tenths out of that lead. But Tim Gaukrich now coming under heavy fire from Timu. He's actually, where's he gone, Bernie? I've lost him. He's still in P3 by the looks. He seems to be able to hold that gap. Kevin must have made a mistake because he's now under fire from Timu Vascalampi there back in P4, Bernie.
Yeah, meanwhile, Tom Ward now Where is he coming up to? Just up to the chicane here for the final time. The gap is 1.4 seconds back to Luke Whitten, and it looks like Tom Ward's going to take this. Having a look at the laps led at the moment, I think he's pretty much led just about all of them.
Yeah, a couple of swaps positions between him and Luke, and Tim Gorkrush almost led a lap there at one point, Bernie. But no, Tom's really, like I said, he's a very classy driver from the UK and Iron Club. A lot of big race experience, and that's shown through here tonight with some intelligent racing and what looks to be a great victory for him.
Yeah, it's a good victory, well-earned victory for sure. As Tom Ward comes across the line to take round 12, Luke Whitten second, Tim Gorkrucher should hold on to third, then Kevin Henderson just holding out Timu Vascalampi for fourth and fifth.
Yeah, interestingly there, great result by the way for Tim, Kevin and Timu, with Luke there finishing second and what was a really clever drive as well. But Timu didn't really pressure Kevin up that final straight, seemed to be content with his position there in P5. Darryl Ridley finishing in P7 ahead of a hotly contested pack there, with Rick Davis managing to make it all the way up to P10, Bernie. So that's a great result for Rick, who's jumped a couple of positions in the final lap by the looks.
Yeah, it certainly is, and we'll go through the full positions now, folks, so you can see where your favourite driver finished tonight. Oh, that's the wrong button. Where's my... there it is, found it. I'll blame the guy that made this theme up.
Someone should talk to that guy.
I know, right? Yeah, so Tom Ward takes the win tonight. He led 10 laps. Pretty much started from where he finished, or finished where he started. Luke Whitten, he comes home in second position. He led 2 of the 12. Then we've got Tim Gorkrucher dropping 2 positions to come home in third. Kevin Henderson up 6 positions to come home in fourth. Timu Vascalampi fifth. 6 was Sven Torre Duaz up 5 positions to finish in 6th. Darryl Ridley comes home in 7th. Carlos Sorrentes and Samuel Collins both up 6 positions to come home 8th and 9th. Rick Davis up 2 positions to come home in 10th. Russell Clark, well, he dropped 7 and he finished in 11th position. Ben Snell up 4 positions to come home in 12th. In 13th was Bart Martinovich up 4 positions, and Dylan Francis dropped 5. Matt Hobbs looks like he's getting the Shaker Award tonight, dropping 8 positions to finish in 15th. 16th was Brendan Campbell, and Enzo Cantor down 12 positions and retired from tonight's race.
Yeah, that's a shame for Enzo, although, like I said, he's probably somewhat consoled by the fact that he's taken out his 4th Monday Night Lights championship. Unfortunate incident there, but not an uncommon one when it comes to this track, Bernie. The little nudge in the rear getting turned at that chicane, that hairpin, I should say. But nonetheless, a somewhat disappointing result for him at the end of the season. Fantastic result for Tom Ward. I think that's his first race of the season from memory, and with us down here in our ANZ strength of field. Luke Whitten and Tim Gorkrucher and Kevin Henderson, top 3 Aussie New Zealand club members there, rounding out 2nd, 3rd and 4th, with Timo, a very strong drive in 5th. Great little spectacle to finish the season here, Bernie. It's been season 10, 12 very interesting rounds, some great driving, and the skipping community and the ANZ community is a subset of that. It's really going from strength to strength.
Yeah, it certainly is, and we're coming up to the silly season, which for some that's week 13, for others it's Christmas. Yeah, so basically the Skip Barber Monday Night Lights won't be back for 2 weeks. We may not bring it back until 2018 at this point. It depends on how much Mr. Alex here bribes me to start early.
To put down the eggnog and pick up the microphone, is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, well, there's not going to be much rest over RRTV over the summer, so we'll still be broadcasting on the 23rd of December, would you believe, which is the FNRC Bathurst race. Yeah. And we'll special broadcast for you there, folks. Also Thursday night we've got another special broadcast coming your way, which is the Eldora Dirt Derby. It's basically a challenge between the Australian Speedway League and the ANSCAR League. Now, they've compromised here, folks. The Speedway boys said, well, we want dirt, and the ANSCAR boys said, well, we want the truck. So they said, well, let's put the truck on the dirt, and they all shook hands. But basically, it's going to be an interesting night. Top 12 of drivers from each of the series have been invited. It's a team versus team event, and it'll be kicking off with driver showdowns, and then we'll be going into heats and then the finals to decide who gets bragging rights, and that's this Thursday night.
Very exciting. They're into, I don't know what you call it, into a category race there by the sounds of it, Bernie. But yeah, the race on the 23rd should be a lot of fun with the Friday Night Race Club special event, the Bathurst 300. Yours truly's already qualified for a seat in the Beastly V8, although I tell you what, I'll be struggling to manhandle that beast around there for sure, but really looking forward to that. But if I could also take the time to give a shout out to the guys in the other splits tonight. Just got thanks to Tim Awema for the link to the results there. Yavi Torres from Iberia, followed by his counterpart Domingo Papio Amratin. Sorry, I'm going to struggle with that. Have taken out the top two spots on the podium. Michael L. Gray, not Mick Gray, I don't think, but Michael L. Gray has taken out P3 with John Schultz, a regular Aussie New Zealand club member in a few places. I see his name pop up. He's a regular here as well. He's taken out P4, and P5 went to Ricky Ricky took it. Jason Willman, a stalwart of the Monday Night Lights in P6 with Mark Jeffrey in P7, and Reg James, another regular with Craig Deshawn 9th, and Mick Gray relegated to the second split tonight. He's finished all the way down in P10 with, well, there's so many of our regulars there. Tim Awema, Les Peck and Nathan Kong, all well represented tonight. And by the looks of it, most of them in the points, Bernie. There were three splits tonight. Peter Gollett, Stephen Downs and Giancomo and Jelly were the podium sitters in the third split tonight. So for those of you who aren't familiar, we do score all these splits for a separate little championship we run on the side we call Monday Night Lights. Those guys will all be represented, and that's what we've been talking about here tonight. Enzo, of course, taking out the season overall tonight. Kevin Henderson and Bart Martinovich are fighting with Tim Gorkrocher and Timo Vascalampi for the minor positions. I'll do the points up later tonight, but it'll be interesting to see how that all shakes out, Bernie.
Yeah, and we've got Enzo Cantor in the green room. Let's bring him up and congratulate him on taking out the season. I might let you speak to him because he doesn't understand me.
Yeah, no problems. He's been there for a while, so hopefully he'll be ready to talk to us. We'll see what's going on.
Oh, he'll be ready. Here he is.
G'day, Enzo. Alex McKellar here in the RRTV commentary booth, mate. Not certainly the way I imagine you wanted the season to finish, but you may well be pleased to know that it looks like you've taken out your fourth Monday Night Lights championship.
Hi guys. Thank you. Are you sure?
I believe so, mate. I did the points earlier today, and I think you've got enough of a gap to hold on.
Oh, okay. That's a good news. I was not thinking about this because, yes, Monday Lights surely is one of my favorite series, and gaining the fourth championship surely it will be a very good thing. But the most important thing today was for me the last chance to regain the podium in the official championship series, because I was fifth and I needed to take over 200 points, 215 points to gain the podium. But so I was trying to drive in a very careful way in order to arrive alive in the last laps, because even every chicane in this track you could die. So I was very, very careful, and I avoided some contacts with the team. That it was I had me. He Tom and Luke was very careful entering the chicanes, and sometimes I was arriving almost rear-ending him, but I was very, very, very careful, and I didn't expect at all to be rear-ended by Russell. Bad. Well, it happened. Unfortunately, he destroyed completely my car. And so race finished. I was expecting an exciting final laps with my mates, and well, so I'm a little bit disappointed because now I will finish fifth in the official series, and but I'm happy if I won the fourth championship Monday Lights. If you say that, I believe in you.
Well, hopefully the maths will hold up, mate. But yeah, look, it was a shame. It was an unfortunate incident. There, I certainly know I've been involved in something like that where I was in Russell's shoes, and it's not a great feeling. And I know Russell won't feel good about it. Yeah, and I've just looked at the official season tally, and you're right. You're sitting in P5. I don't think Tim's point scores tonight. He's got 188 points out of that race. I don't think he'll jump you. But great to see some strong representation from the Monday Night Lights regulars here. I mean, even Ade Lopez in P1 for the season by the looks. He's been down for a few of these events. You've got yourself in P5, Tim Gorkrocher in P6, Luke Whitten in P7, and Timu Vascalampi in P9. Our winner tonight, Tom Ward, he may jump a few positions there, or he may not, I don't know. He got that magic 215 points that you were chasing there, Enzo. So he might jump up. But certainly, mate, I'd like to thank you for joining us again for season 10 of Monday Night Lights. Out of those, you're not batting too bad, mate. You've taken out 4 of them, so congratulations on that once again. Is there anyone else you'd like to give a shout-out to before we let you go?
Yes. Let me say another things. Congratulations to Tom because he did a perfect race today, and I think he finished the race without any contact with the walls, with the car, without any damage. So very, very, very strong race today for him, and. Yeah, this season, official season, was very, very difficult, very, very exciting for me, but very difficult to finish on the podium. Impossible to win because if Adai decide to win a series, he will win it because I think he is almost an alien, and he beat the Mikonasi too this week in the top split, giving him about seconds. So congratulations to Adai because he's a very, very, very pro and strong driver. And I think I fixed my little brother, you know. Him and yesterday I completely dismounted my CSR Elite pedals because I fixed my brake pedal, and now my little brother walks very well. So I'm hoping the next season it will be better for me. And finally, I obviously say thanks to my team Mivano, my team manager Fabio Mantellini, my teammates, and obviously you for your excellent work this season again. And I hope you will do the same thing the next season because I think I will be here again.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Enzo, and we wish you all the best for the festive season, mate. With that little one of yours in tow, mate, I'm sure it'll be very special.
Oh, thank you. See you.
So, folks, that was Enzo Cantor and taking out the Monday Night Lights. Next person we'll bring up is Kevin Henderson. Have you done the math? Where did he come in the Monday Night Lights?
Oh, I think it's going to be tight, Bernie. Did you want to have a chat to him while I see if I can figure it out?
Yeah, no worries. I can have a chat with him. Hi, Kevin. Welcome to the RRTV Combox, mate. It's looked like you had a pretty exciting race there. You're back in 6th battling with Timu, and we didn't see it, but all of a sudden you're up there in 4th position.
Yeah, Daryl got a drive through, and Timu had a bent rear wing, so I managed to Yeah, it wasn't a bad result considering I started in 10th, and I'm not sure, Alex, but I think that's going to place in the championship for me.
Yeah, look, it's really close, mate. You're 5 points ahead, but I think something that works against you is the fact that Tim Gorkrocher had a 0 point round to drop by my calculations, so he might just get us pip you for P2. But certainly, I think you're going to hang on to the podium there, if I'm not mistaken.
Excellent. That was my goal anyway. I wanted to hold my third spot. It's become a tradition.
That's right. We were saying during the race that I think you've been really patient this season, and that I thought it almost led you to jump up that one extra rung. But unfortunately, I think Timmy might have just got you.
Well, never mind. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, I was really patient today. This track, I've had a shocking week at this track, and this track's a killer. So I just 9/10 the whole way and managed to pull off a good result.
Fantastic. Yeah. You can go, Alex.
Sorry, mate.
I stopped my interview after the first question.
Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. Yeah, it looked like some pretty good racing out there tonight, mate. I think I was saying before, it seems straight on paper, simple enough on paper, but I think there's plenty of places where this place can bring you unstuck. So a patient race for you and a good result, as a result of that. So hopefully you're pleased with that and with the season overall.
Yeah, Alex, I'm really happy with the result tonight and the season overall. It's once again thanks to you and Bernie bringing this all together. It's been a blast. I really enjoy it.
Yeah,
so I think I'm still rating 100% attendances.
I think you're pretty close, mate. You and Jason Willman, although he's missed a couple one or two this season, have been right up there since day one, along with the likes of Mick Gray, who was in the second split tonight, but he took out the very first ever Monday Night Lights race. So, to have that sort of support behind these events is why we do it. Get the drivers in, then we do it for the drivers after all. So to have people turning up week in, week out is fantastic. So thanks again for your support too, Kevin.
That's fine, Alex. I just have one suggestion that we could make just to even things out. I think if we get to add everyone's age to their point score at the end of the season, fairer.
Might just tip you over the scale, you reckon?
I reckon by a long way.
All right, thanks, Kevin. All the best for the Christmas break, mate.
Yeah, you too, Alex. You too, Bernie. Look forward to the next season.
Yep, see you, buddy.
Guys.
That was the world's shortest interview I've ever had. Well, actually, I think I've had shorter.
I'm sorry, mate. He asked me about the points and I got all excited.
He referred straight to the points man. So our final interview for tonight is Les Peck. Les was in the second split, so let's get a report on that, and we'll see how his race went down there.
Sounds good. I'll bring him up for you.
Hi Les, welcome to RRTV Combox, mate. Tell us a bit about how your race went out there tonight.
I don't really want to talk about my race, mate. It wasn't very good.
Oh.
I think it was good up the front.
So how did it go? It didn't go too well by the sounds of it. Did you have any major dramas out there, or you just didn't perform as well as you wanted to?
First lap, I got hit from behind, and that was my race start pretty much done. The car didn't handle too well after that until I got back to the pits, and I was way down, which I was behind Mick Gray for a little bit, but he had a bit more speed than me, so he took off.
Okay, and I understand also you've got a bit of a fundraising event coming up very shortly.
Next Sunday, or this Sunday coming up, got a fundraiser for the Smith family, which we're hoping to get a few people in to help some families out that might be in need around Christmas time, which will be good.
Fantastic. So basically, if someone wants to run in that, how do they register?
On many forums, I've got it in the Skips, the Pro Mazda, the Oz New Zealand forum, on iRacing, a link to the Smith family where they can donate $10 straight to the Smith family. I won't see or touch any of that money, and then once that happens, they'll get a pit, and I'll give them a password before the event.
Fantastic, and gates open 6 o'clock, Sunday, December 10th, folks. As you can see on the screen, I've also got below that's where you can make a donation to this great event and charity for the Smith family. So yeah, well done, Les. Hopefully it'll be really awesome. I'm sure it will be. And looks like racing kicks off at 8 p.m.
Yeah, it'll kick off at 8 p.m. I was originally going to make it a 2-hour event, but it'll be an hour and a half event just because it's a school night.
Fantastic. So there you go. Alex, have you got any questions for Les about how his rear end got damaged in the first corner?
I can imagine how it got damaged, Bertie. But I was going to say, Les, I can't remember off the top of my head, mate, that charity event, what cars are on offer? I know you're keeping the Pro Mazda in there to keep me happy, but what was the final lineup of cars?
It's the DW12 Dallara and the Formula Renault and the Pro Mazda.
Excellent. Nothing like a bit of multi-category racing to keep things interesting. You've got the really fast Dalaras there for those that want to fly around at light speed, but then a really nice balance there between the Formula Renault and the Pro Mazda. So some really tight racing on offer there, and I know I'll be lining up there and really looking forward to it. So thanks for putting that on, Les. It's a really good concept and a really good outcome, hopefully, at the end of it.
Yeah, hopefully we get a few in there and get some money for the Smith family. It'll be really good.
Yeah. Go on, Alex. Keep on talking.
I was just going to say thanks again, Les, and I wish you all the best for the Christmas break, mate.
Yeah, well, I'll probably speak to you on Friday anyway, if not beforehand. But let's also say thank you to you, Alex, for running the Monday Night Lights, and also you, Bernie, for the great work you do with RRTV.
Yeah, no worries, and have a good Christmas, Les. I probably won't catch up with you till the new year. So, yeah, hopefully it's a safe and joyous event for you.
Yeah, it will be, mate. It'll be good. You have a good Christmas too.
Thanks, mate.
See ya.
Fellas.
So, yeah, as I was saying earlier, folks, looking at the week ahead, Thursday night, as I was saying, a special event with the Dirt Challenge, I guess you could call it. I've forgotten what they call it. Eldora Dirt Rally. We've also got something very exciting coming up starting on the 19th of December, and it's going to run through to late January, folks. So I won't tell you what it is, I'll give you a hint. It's something that's coming out very soon, and I think it's going to be something very awesome. But I'm just waiting for the official announcement, and that'll kick off December the 19th, and if you're around, you should jump on that.
You're going to keep us in suspenders, mate? So
yeah.
There's some big stuff coming out soon, so I can hazard a guess at what it might be, but I look forward to seeing what it looks like.
Yeah, it should be awesome, that's for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of RRTV broadcast action going over the Christmas break. Won't be like crazy, but we will have something on just about every week for those people who want to keep up with their sim racing action.
Yeah, plenty on offer too. Of course, the new content coming out after week 13. Bit of giggles on track over week 13. Bit of light-hearted action on the way into the Christmas break before it all rolls on again, Bernie, for season 1 2018.
Yeah, it's starting as always just before Christmas. We may bring you round one of the Skip Barber Monday Night Lights, but we may not. So you'll just have to keep an eye on the Facebook page, but we'll definitely be back, hopefully, maybe in the new year to cover the rest of season 11.
Yeah, that's right. Looking forward to that. It's hard to believe we've been going so consistently for so long, but it's a really good event, and I know there's a good community built around this and just generally in the ANZ skip community. So, it's certainly a fun event to come out for, and the racing's great fun as well. So if you're watching at home, get out there and get amongst it. Yeah,
definitely, and I guess during the week, Alex, you're going to be out there showing your pretty face on Twitch TV again?
Yeah, as opposed to my other face, yeah. I'll be out. I'm not sure what we're going to do during the week. I haven't seen the lineup for week 13, but hopefully there's some fun on offer there. Might do some oval work like I did last time. And then, of course, I'll be probably streaming over at Top Split TV the Friday night race club events. They put on a great series of events on a Friday night back to back. So I'll bring some of that to the Twitch channel. And if I get a chance, I'll see what's on offer for the Bathurst event on Saturday as well, which will be a lot of fun. So plenty of action in the top split world as well.
Yeah, and of course we'll be broadcasting on the 23rd, the Saturday night. That'll be the final round of the Saturday night Bathurst FNRC. So you can tune in. I think they're the supercars, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really good concept that they've put together there, actually. They run a different vehicle or a different category of car each week for a 200-kilometre race around Bathurst. Top 10 finishers in each event qualify for a grid spot for the grand final, which you're broadcasting here on RRTV on the 23rd, as you've said. And so they fill up the grid slots that way. I think they have a maximum of 62 out on track, which, a couple of weeks ago they filled all those spots for the GT3 round, which was exciting and somewhat chaotic at the same time. But for the final, they run a full grid. It'll be 60-odd V8 supercars around there, 300 kilometres this time, pit stops, yellow flags, caution laps, the work, and they've got a great sponsor there in Central Coast Subaru who's put on some great prizes for the winners as well. So really great concept run by some local guys who do a fantastic job of it.
Yeah, fantastic, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. But on that note, Alex, I guess it's time for us to hit the hay. It's 20 past 10 here, and I can hear you snoring, so it might be time for us to go.
That's just the people listening to me in the background, mate. That's where the snoring's coming from.
Right, okay. Anyway, folks, thanks for joining us for the final round of the Skip Barber Monday Night Lights for Season 4. Congratulations to Enzo Cantor, who took the season out. And if we don't catch up with each other, hope you all have a very good Christmas, and we'll look forward to your company again very soon. But, good night, Alex. Say good night to the folks.
Good night, folks. See you next year.